Bobby, you started fighting. Cody mentioned it way before him.
Way before him.
What got you into that?
I took my first fight when I was 10.
Jesus.
Yeah. And my goal was I'm going to learn to fight and I'm going to find that girl and I'm going to beat her up. I knew my dad wouldn't let me box if I told him it was to fight someone.
Why isn't this person back in the cage? I want to see him. I want to see her fighting. Like,
actually, the one I hear all the time is, I can't believe you let your husband fight and you sit at home. I miss fighting every second of the day. I watch his fights. It's not even that I love my kids more. I just can't do it. It is so hard. And that's why I have sympathy, some sympathy for Cody when he's in fight camp, because I know how fucking hard it is.
Yeah. I'm really excited for you to get in here. I think this is a really interesting place to start. Bobby, you started fighting. Cody mentioned it way before him.
Way before him.
What got you into that?
I grew up with two older sisters, and my dad was a former boxer.
Yeah.
He boxed his whole life, but also in the Marines.
Okay.
And my oldest sister played collegiate softball.
Mm-hmm.
And in the off season, she would get super out of shape. So he started taking her and my other sister and I to the boxing gym where he used to box growing up. I took my first fight when I was 10.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say something like, I started fighting because I had to fight my sisters for food
I didn't know. I didn't initially start fighting when they did. But I went to a really small school. There was not a lot of bullying. There's not a lot of drugs. Very good.
You're lucky.
Yeah, I'm very lucky.
Yeah.
Like the small school I went to, like a lot of great things. I was not bullied, but there was one instance where I was like pushed in the hallway a few times.
Yeah.
Like the one time, like I was just standing there frozen and I was like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. Why am I just standing here? Like I know in my head I'm supposed to do something. Like, should I get a teacher? Should I like fight back? Like, how do I fight back? And my sisters were going to the boxing gym at that time. So I didn't tell any of my family this happened, but I was like, I want to go to the boxing gym now, you know? And my goal was I'm going to learn to fight and I'm going to find that girl and I'm going to beat her up.
You really didn't say anything to him
I did
either.
not tell them. I didn't. Wow. I knew my dad wouldn't let me box if I told him it was to fight someone.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, do you look at fighting then with that kind of foundation as being something to defend yourself, or is it more than that now? Like,
well, now I honestly, I've never hit anyone. I've hit one person outside. I don't know how. We went to this huge boat party in Torch Lake. This is the only time I've ever hit someone. But like how I'm playing chicken fighting with my family, like my mom and everyone, my Cody's there and I'm on his shoulders. The one person, the two toughest girls in this entire thousands of people find each other. And we do this. She's a D1 hockey player. Okay. And I'm a UFC fighter. Yeah. And we're the only two probably toughest girls in this freaking boat party. But somehow we found each other and we were playing chicken. Yeah. And
that happened.
Then I hit her.
I might be the second one if we hang out after this podcast. The only one
I've ever punched. I mean, no, I don't do it for self-defense. Yeah, maybe.
I would deserve it. I'm sure of it.
I don't do it for self-defense anymore. For pure, I'm aggressive. I love fighting. In my backyard, we used to turn our trampoline upside down. It was like a square. Yeah. And we would turn it upside down and fight the neighbors. I would have like boys over and I would fight them and turn the table upside down or the trampoline.
You are a real badass then.
Yeah, I would always fight.
That's what, because we haven't seen each other in a while, and everybody was like, when I was telling them I was going to do one with Kobe, and then you agreed, they're like, oh, you're going to love talking to Bobby.
I wonder who said that.
Kelly was curious, and I was too. How did you get Bobby? Because your real name is Amanda?
Yeah, it's my middle name. I've always been called Bobby, though.
Really?
Like since I was probably my 2-year-old's age, they would call me Amanda, and I would say, not Amanda, Bobby. Yeah. So I've always been called it.
I can see you as both, though. I mean, my real name is Michael, but everybody seems to call me Dickhead, though. And I don't know why.
Yeah, I just always feel like all Mikes are assholes. Like I don't know why I think that way. That's such a bad thing.
It's totally fine for you to think that way.
Everyone knows that they have everyone in their life has an asshole friend, Mike.
Your husband would, I hope, agree that I am not an asshole. No, I've never been.
Michael, so I don't know. You start by Mike.
If we go by that, it'll change.
Everyone always says.
I love though the Bobby Amanda thing, because like when I was coming up on the scene and we were dating.
People on the dating scene you were coming up in?
Oh, me and her were
MMA scene.
We were dating on the MMA scene, but I would always have guys come up to me and they'd be like, "Yeah, you know, me and Amanda, we're super close." I'm like,
that's exactly what you want to hear. Oh,
well,
wow.
Also, I was like, well, if you're calling her Amanda, you're
not.
Yeah. You're calling me.
I'm good. You start coming up to me and be like, "Yo, me and Bobby are super close." I'm like, "Okay, we need to have a discussion." But me and Amanda are close. I'm like, "Nah, I don't think you are actually."
Did you know she was a fighter before you guys started dating?
No. So, before we started dating, yes. But before, like the first time I met her, I was coaching college wrestling. And I would go coach college wrestling or I'd go to the gym in the morning. They didn't have classes or anything.
So you would just like hit the bag.
I would just show up and just hit the bag. And there was only like 4 people there during the day. They didn't have like a morning practice or anything like that. And there was this girl that was consistently there, and it was Bobby, and she was always doing privates with people. But I didn't know they were doing privates. I didn't know anything at the time. I just was like, okay, I just got fresh out of college wrestling. I had moved to another state. Didn't really have any friends there. And so I was just at this gym trying to stay in shape, really, not even like I was going to fight. And then one day I'd probably gone for like a week or 2, and she came up to me. She's like, you have no clue like what you're doing.
So bad.
And I was
so
like,
bad.
Don't pretend she doesn't still say that to you.
She still does, yeah. But I was like, first of all, who the fuck is this
First of all,
person?
Amanda.
Yeah, right. I was like, first of all, who the fuck are you? No.
You might have said broad. You might have dropped broad in there.
But in my mind, I'm like,
probably was
in my mind, I was like, yeah, no. But in my mind, I was like, dude, fuck you. Who are you?
Yeah.
Right. And then it clicked. It's a crazy small world story. But when I went to Newberry, the girl I was dating before Bobby had known Bobby.
Yeah, we played softball
up.
together.
They played softball together.
Michigan.
And she had told me, Bobby was on The Ultimate Fighter. And this girl had told me, we need to go to the only bar in town, small, and we need to watch the Ultimate Fighter finale because my friend or this person I know from school is fighting in the finale. And I was a big UFC fan. And I was like, give a fuck about that. I'm not going to watch that shit. And so we went.
Little did you know.
Yeah, little did I know. So we go and we watch these fights. And then, so then fast forward 2-3 years, I'm in Michigan training. She's like, you suck basically. And then I was like, oh wait, you're the girl
that I watched.
You're in the UFC. And then she was like, listen, here's the deal. I'm going to help you out, but you're going to owe me. You're going to make
the rest of your life.
She basically told me, basically. She's like, you're going to make it big. She told me this. I was like, whatever that means.
Okay, just like, it wasn't the first week I told him he was going to make it. Like we trained for a little bit and I was like.
2 weeks. It wasn't the first week. It was the second week.
Sure.
This is what. I have the story. If you'll let me tell you. Never in our gym's history have we ever gone 100% in sparring. It's always light technical sparring.
Yeah.
Sometimes we bring in girls and we would go harder, but it's always like we don't have a ton of UFC fighters. You don't want to beat
each other up.
We're not trying to kill each other, but there was a lot of shit talk in our gym at this moment. And guys,
can you say which gym that was?
SFS at the time, Team SFS,
Scorpion Fighting System.
Got it.
It's in Michigan. And there's a lot of shit talk. These guys would be like, well, if it was a real fight, I just knocked you out. If it was a real fight, the ref would have stopped it. And so
I was not a part of the team.
No, Cody was not a part of the team. He went to like the freaking cardio kickboxing classes. Like he's hitting the bag.
Hell yeah.
He was not part of the team.
Cody.
But the fight team, our coach said one day we all showed up and he said, listen, we're doing 100% sparring today.
Okay.
And we're going to have a ref. And if you finish them, I'll stop the fight. But we're going to figure out some shit here, right? Well, everyone gets matched up. And we got this big old freaking 275 guy. He fought for the UFC, but not at this time.
Yeah.
Josh Parisian. I lived with him at the time, right?
Okay.
It doesn't have anyone. We don't have a big guy. There's no one this size. So our coach is like talking to me and he's like, that guy's kind of big. He's sitting in the bag over there. And I'm like, yeah, he is kind of big. Like we could probably just throw him in there with Josh.
Are we talking about Cody?
Yeah, he's talking about Cody. Well, this guy's like, I think he wrestled too. So I know he like knows some stuff. And I'm like, perfect. Josh is a
He's
striker.
not off the street.
They were trying to get me murdered.
We wanted 100% sparring. So we were setting him up for sure. Me and James are like, hey, we need you to just do some rounds with this guy. And don't worry, you can wear big gloves.
Hold on, time out. Let me tell you something real quick. We were doing like combo for combo.
Sure.
My partner for the drill at the time was a 245 pound wrestler.
Yeah,
but he was just young. He was like 18.
Yeah.
And I was like 23. And they were like, oh, dude, our heavyweight doesn't really have anybody. You're the next biggest guy.
What did you weigh at the time?
200 pounds, maybe. I looked at the guy I was drilling with. I was like, this man is clearly bigger than me. What are we talking about?
I don't know why. We wanted Cody.
In true fashion, I had a $2 mouthpiece from Dick's Sporting Goods.
Yeah.
I had $19 Dick's Sporting Goods
and
boxing gloves, and that was it.
Yeah.
And I didn't have shin pads. I didn't have a cup. I didn't have anything.
But we're so mean. Like, this guy's a good kickboxer.
Yeah.
So we say, we're not even gonna let you put on MMA gloves. You guys can both wear big puffy gloves. We thought that would make
14
him
ounces or something.
Yeah, try
boxing,
wrestling with those. Try
gloves.
wrestling with boxing gloves. So his only like strength we just like cut out. We made him go 100%. And Cody took him down a lot. Like
No.
it wasn't even close. I'm being dead
I
serious.
thought this story was going somewhere
No.
else. Okay.
So it wasn't even close. Like I don't even know if he threw a punch. He took a lot of leg kicks, I'll tell you, but took him down a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And like a few days go by, he's still in the gym. He's still working his ass off. And I'm like, all right, you're going to be good.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna train you for free in the mornings. Yeah, we're gonna get better, but you're gonna owe me 2% of your earnings for the rest of your career. Well, now it's 100%, and he is still trying to get back.
I signed the contract at 2%. I don't know what this bullshit is that we're doing now, but I want to go back to 2%. Dude. I need a good lawyer,
dude. You're talking to somebody who's on a podcast. Yes. This was my idea, but my lady behind the screen right now she said we're 50-50 on this. I think that's bullshit, dude. So to just double down on
I'm
your
on her side always. So can't convince me.
Behind every man's journey, there's a woman taking more than 50%.
Oh yeah, well, behind every man, there's someone making them food and helping them get their life around because they literally know nothing.
I am the cook in our house.
Are you? Oh shit! I can't even talk shit. Yeah, okay. You are. This is getting business.
No,
business
this would not be working if it wasn't for Kelly. I like that story.
Yes,
shit, we should have started with that, Cody. I would have loved to have heard your version of it and the real version.
It's not
of
that
it.
different. The thing is, whenever she tells the story, she's like, "Oh, we tricked him." Like I knew they were trying to get me fucked up. I had been there long enough to see this guy's poster on the wall.
You went through it though.
He had multiple pro fights. They had told me, "Oh yeah, he's getting close to the UFC." But I also have never been a guy to like care. I was like, all right, fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah, that's why he did well in it,
I mean, but so talk about tough though. How was that experience for you?
I don't know. I was really thrown into it really quick, so I didn't have
like a flash in the pan situation for you.
Yeah, they had tryouts coming, and my friend Sharon Jacobson, she's a wrestler down here in Colorado Springs. She's like, hey, she messaged me, hey, I'm trying out for the Ultimate Fighter 115. And I'm like, oh, dude, well, that's so cool. Like, good luck, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And she's like, hey, you should come try out for me. I'm like, well, I'm a 125er. I can't make 115. And she's like, have you ever tried? And I'm like, I don't even want to. I don't think I can do it. Well, my striking coach at the time was like, listen, I'll pay for you to go. He's a pilot. He's like, I'll fly you there. I'll pay for your travel. I'll get you there. We'll make 115 and we will fight.
And you did.
And we went to the tryouts and I made it every round. I didn't even meet credentials. You have to have at least 3 pro fights and a winning record. I'm 1-1. I have 1 win and 1 loss. And I fought for Invicta. So that's a good promotion for women at the time. It was a huge promotion.
It was kind of the only big promotion at the time.
Cyborg was the champion at the time.
I remember.
Anyway, so I went there and I tried out and I made the tryout. So they called me for the elimination fight. They don't do that anymore. But now at the time they did every 32 girls and I had made weight. I was proud of myself.
Yeah.
First time ever making 115, but I won. I was the first fight of the night on the elimination fight. Super nervous. Won in the first round. They took me right away to the house. No phones, no music. That was the hardest part. No TV.
These guys now come into tough with like 7 pro fights,
and they already know they're going.
Yeah.
So they're preparing. Like this was like really fast for me. I had no idea what was going on.
Which season was it?
Season 23 with Claudia and Joanna as the coaches, right?
Yeah.
So.
Iconic little scene between them and
they're nuts. It was crazy. Yeah. I mean, Claudia was an actual
on
nice.
That? Like they had
probably.
They were like getting right close into each other's faces and she was like, do it. It got like be like an intimate meme after the fact. That was some funny shit.
They were funny. I actually.
Who was your coach again?
So Claudia was my coach.
Okay.
Yeah. And obviously I enjoyed it because I was winning. But Tatiana, Suarez, and I were bunkmates. And we, I think, knew, if you ask her, probably, we think we talked about it. But we knew we would be facing each other.
And you did.
Yes, and we did in the finale. And I'm no joke. Like, I feel like I will talk shit to I'll be in a fully locked triangle still talking shit to the person.
No shit.
Like, I would never like spar someone and they hit me and me be like, damn, you got me good. Never. You'll never see me fucking say something like that.
Really?
I will never.
So you're not like Stephen Thompson when every time he kicks somebody in the head, he's just like, hey man, I'm sorry about that. Like,
no, I'm not nice. I'm not nice about it. And I would never let someone know that they got the better of me. I will fake it. I'll be like, yeah, I wasn't even fucking trying. Like, but really I'm like at home trying to like fucking research everything and trying to figure it out. So this is the only time I'll say this. Like, I trained with Tatiana in the house and I knew there's no way in that time I could bridge the gap of the wrestling. Like I was like, she's going to fucking murder me in wrestling. Like her wrestling was so good. Her jiu-jitsu was great. I mean, that was the hardest fight camp for me because I just felt like I trained for months knowing like, fuck man, what am I going to do?
You guys, both of you, this question be like, do you feel like when you encounter that sort of reality in the moment of a lead up to a fight, where you're like, well, like for instance, Bo Nickal, like you knew that he was all the rage on his wrestling, right? You knew he was going to try to get you down. He was going to hug your fucking ankles.
But you thought you were going to win. Like, you know what I mean? Like he took the fight. We all thought about it. Like, God, he doesn't have that much experience. Like, think about all the shit.
I think there's a lot of things with that fight for me. I also didn't think, like, to be honest, I was still not that impressed with his wrestling.
I mean,
I think
he didn't get you into positions where he was damaging you
I
at
felt
all.
like on the cage, he was very good. He took me down on the cage a lot, but in the open, I think everybody thought he was going to take me down, but he didn't. Like, I think
there's not many wrestlers in the UFC right now who do it well in the open.
Yeah.
It's always
I
a cage
knew
thing.
he would have a hard time bridging that gap because he only had 5 fights.
Yeah.
And
MMA
my
wrestling is
viewpoint
different.
was the amount I could gain from fighting on UFC 300 main card against a kid with 5 fights was way more than I could lose. Like, no matter what I did in that fight, other than getting knocked out in like a minute, no one wants to say this because it's not the glamorous thing to say, was a win.
Yeah.
Right. For me.
It was win-win.
Was a brand. So I was like, I think I can beat him. And the other thing is, I don't want to fight him in 3 more fights.
Yeah.
When he's better.
Because he's only going to be better.
Yeah.
He's got unlimited funding to train. He's got all the things.
Well, he's got the promotion behind him.
Yeah, he's got a ton of things working in his favor. I would rather fight him before he has more time to train. I'd rather fight him before he's faced any adversity because, you know, my fight with him before he just lost was the only fight where he's faced any kind of adversity.
Yeah. And then RDR did what RDR did.
And RDR did what RDR did. And it was like, but if you watch Bo now, he's almost like run away and hid from his own strength. Like, let me tell you something. This is kind of a tangent, but if I was somebody who was like Tatiana, she makes no bones about what she's going to do. I am the best wrestler in the women's division. I'm going to take you down and I'm going to beat you with wrestling. Khamzat Chimaev, I'm the best wrestler. I'm going to beat you with wrestling. Bo Nickal says I'm the best wrestler in every interview he has. But when was the last fight other than like in my fight was the last fight that he wrestled? He didn't wrestle with Paul Craig because he was worried about jiu-jitsu. He didn't wrestle with RDR because he was worried about jiu-jitsu. If I feel like I'm the best in the world at something, I don't give a damn how good you are. I'm not going to shy away from what I think my best skill is.
It's your best way to win, no matter what.
Yeah. So
do you guys, so you both kind of brought up something and Cody, don't take this like the wrong way because you know, you've got a wrestling background. Do you think that style of fighting to a fighter's perspective is boring?
Yeah, from a fan's perspective, like they want to watch my perspective.
Yeah, from a fighter's perspective.
Yes, I think it's super boring.
Okay.
Yeah, I I think it's boring. Like, take someone down and just hold them down. Yeah, we're not talking about you. We're just talking about.
We said because I'm a wrestler, don't be offended.
Well, because it's you're great at that wrestling.
Yeah.
I think unless you're like, here's my thoughts on it too. Is if
I never thought Khabib was boring. I don't know why.
Because
he would do ground.
I know that's what I'm saying. If you have ground and pound and you're making it, just like. You know when you see leg kicks and you're like, oh fuck, like don't hit another, like you want them to hit another one, but you're like, fuck, don't hit another one. That's how I feel with like the best wrestlers. Like, oh fuck, they took them down again. They're never gonna get up. They're gonna get their ass. Like that's fun to watch.
Do you watch fights as a fighter or do you watch fights as a fan?
As a fighter.
Okay. Can you turn that off is the question.
I would
really
say as a fighter.
I think when we're always watching fights, we're talking about it. We're conversating about like coaching standpoint as well.
Wrestling gets a bad rap from people like Aljamain.
Okay.
I think he can be boring if he's not subbing you.
Well, he's just got that back control.
He has amazing control, but if he doesn't sub you to a fan or even to a fighter, it's like, man, this isn't the most exciting fight. Khamzat caught a lot of flack. To me, Khamzat will be boring in the next couple fights, but what he's doing right now to me is unbelievable.
Oh, the run is crazy.
Yeah.
Right. I'm like, okay, so like eventually I'll be like, okay, I'm over this, right?
Yeah.
But in the moment, I'm like, the fact that you can take someone down and control them for 23 and a half minutes of a 25-minute fight with the best guys in the world.
Especially
to me,
the toughest guy in
it's
that
unbelievable.
division at the time, or said to be the toughest
it's
guy.
Unbelievable. So it's like, okay, this is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a little bit boring, but I'm kind of amazed that you're able to just do this like it's nobody. Like it's
to your point before, though, you look at what Khamzat did at 170 with Durinho, and he wouldn't go on the ground with him because Gilbert's world class at BJJ. So it's like
for sure
everybody has a fear, and I think that that's something that a Khamzat, a Khabib, they don't let anybody see it.
I would encourage fans that watch this that think wrestling, because obviously wrestling has the potential to be boring. Go watch Gamrot versus Sarukian.
Okay.
And
I love that fight, by the way.
Go watch that fight.
Gamrot took him.
It was pretty much all wrestling. It was some of the most exciting
The
scrambling. Like to me, that is an example of like wrestling it at its best in MMA. And like, go watch that and see what it can be. And like, the reason that wrestling is boring in MMA, unfortunately, is because it is the part of MMA where I feel like the skill gap is the biggest. Right? You have a few guys that have really good jiu-jitsu where their skill gap is high, but there's not many of them. Yeah. Right? You have guys where striking is a big difference, but not often. Yeah. Right? Like the guys with the best striking typically get pushed very fast. And then the guys that are right below them, there's not a huge skill gap in the striking. So it seems pretty evenly matched. So it's not boring. With wrestling, there's such a big skill gap that it becomes boring very quickly because the person that is lacking doesn't have the skills to bridge the gap. So it's like, oh, this is so boring. Well, not really. It's just a guy dominating another guy, which can be boring. But it's like,
positional wrestling, I think from a casual standpoint, they don't understand the difficulty that goes into it.
It's so hard.
And if there's no ground and pound happening, right? If there's no submission attempts that are going down, it's like, well, inflicting damage is the way we score part of this fight. So if you're not doing that, I mean,
the scoring of MMA though is like, it's insane. I don't understand the scoring of MMA.
I don't think anybody does.
And like, and that's scary as a fighter because one time I'll hear, oh, it's all the damage. And I'm like, okay, well, what is damage? Because I think
your last fight's a perfect example of that.
100%. And Dustin's fight is a good example of this. When he fought Khalil.
Yes.
They said, okay, well, it's damage. Okay, well, there were no knockdowns.
No.
Neither guy was visibly rocked. Okay, so what is damage? Is a black eye damage? Right? Is that what we're considering damage?
Is that how we define it?
Is a punch or a kick that sounds harder damage?
Is the commentators yelling at the top of their lungs?
Right. So it's like, it's a person that looks like they're swinging harder, more damage. And I think a big piece of it, and I think damage is the route we're taking now because the judges, for the most part, I would say 99% of the judges don't train grappling. Most of them are boxing judges. So how could they score grappling exchanges? How could they score jiu-jitsu exchanges? They have no context. They have no understanding of that sport. So it's easier, instead of them going and learning those sports, it's easier to say, oh, well, we're scoring damage because that is so ambiguous and so easy as a judge to be like, well, he hit him harder. Well, exactly. Right? So it's like to me, it seems like it's a cop out for the judges to be like, oh, he hit him hard. So that's why he won. But then like my last fight, for example, I don't understand. I get that there's bad judging. I don't be consistently bad though. Sure. So if you're going to score the first round as damage, right? So I lost the first round on some cards because I got knocked down. It wasn't counted as a knockdown, but they said it was a knockdown. But I controlled him the rest of the round, right?
Yes.
Then we go to the third round where I landed less strikes, but he was wobbled multiple times. But I lost the third round because of control. So I can't lose the first round and the third round.
Yes. I mean, this is what I was texting Kelly during the fight.
Right. Yeah. If they're consistent with their judging. And as a person who has hundreds of thousands of dollars on the line, it's shit. Infuriating.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Rogan said it best when he's just like, every judge should go through like some training in that sport. And I don't know if he was saying necessarily like educational or he was saying maybe even physical training to know what it means to actually grapple. And just
Cody and I always talk about this, but judging in a quiet, secluded room. They can't hear take them out. Yeah. Yes. They don't need to hear the crowd. They don't need to hear the noise.
You should be in a soundproof room and I'm so tired of hearing like, well, from this angle, it looks like this. That should never be a thing. No. You have the best seat in the house on a television.
And there's 30 cameras around.
So go watch it on the same view that the broadcasters are using, by the way, to call the fight. Okay. Go watch it on that view with no volume and in a secluded room. And then you send your scores in. And that would be, and there should be 5 judges instead of 3. The margin for error with 5 judges is much less than 3.
No.
Right. We see this in boxing all the time with 3 judges. It's terrible. If you have 5 judges, it's harder to mess it up because even if 2 of them are bad, you're still going to get the right.
You heard it first from the Brundage family right here. So do better.
Do better.
Do better.
They won't.
Are you've been out of fighting for a little bit. You obviously had another kid. Is that ever something you want to get back into?
I got out of fighting like as soon as I had we moved here so we both could fight full time. And the day we moved here, I found out I was pregnant.
Isn't that life?
I got a call from the UFC the next day to fight. And I had to say, they were like, hey, her manager, coach.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, how's your weight? And I'm like, the weight's not the problem, bro. I just found out I was pregnant. I don't know how that shit happened. But so the goal was always get back to fighting. I'm like, all right, I have this baby, knock it out, come back in right away. But this is like super, obviously some people don't know our story, but right around 6 months old, our daughter started having about 130 seizures a day. It was awful. It was nonstop. And so I used to drop her off somewhere or have someone come babysit her while I went to the gym. But then after we kind of got her diagnosis, it was like impossible for me to leave. Like I just felt awful. So
no one would blame you for that.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope not. So I just stayed home with her and took care of her, and I take her, and that's kind of, and luckily we live in Colorado where it's a super great state, but they like can pay parent caregivers.
Yep.
The other states like don't allow parents to get paid to take care of their kid. So like I can work that job, being her caretaker, and I still can train, but I'm not competing and fighting, but I will in jiu-jitsu.
I mean, dude, I appreciate you saying that. I mean, because that's not a story that I think people get, perspective on, right? Like people are just like, well, why isn't this person going back into the cage? Sorry, I'm getting told I'm not on the mic again. Why isn't this person back in the cage? I want to see him. I want to see her fighting. Life is more important.
Yeah.
Kids are the
and
most
actually the one I hear all the time is, I can't believe you let your husband fight and you sit at home. I can't believe
Who the fuck would say that?
It's a lot of women that love women that love women. And they think that I'm being held back. Like Cody's going in and you're staying home. Like, why can't he stay home and you go fight? And I'm like, that's not the deal, bro.
No.
If I wanted to, my husband would drop it in a second and let me back in the cage.
Sure.
I don't want to. And not that I miss fighting every second of the day. I watch these fights. It's not even that I love my kids more. I just can't do it. Like I just I would come and train, do the pro practices, and this shit is not easy here.
Yeah.
Like Mark runs a hard camp, and I would come home and I would have no patience. They would need something. No, like I am sore. Like I am tired. Like it is so hard. And that's why I have some sympathy for Cody when he's in fight camp, because I know how fucking hard it is. Yeah. And when you have kids that need something, like I could not even be a decent mom other than the fact that I was just there and I fed them. But when I was training, I was not a good mom because I had no patience. I was so tired. I didn't want to get up and take them to the park. I didn't want to do all these things. I canceled more therapy sessions. Like that is not someone that's doing justice for their child, especially a kid that has special needs and needs more work. She needed way more work. Like we had to physically walk her for months to get her to walk, to even crawl. Like we had to move her body parts over and over again. Like if you're in the gym and you're tired, you're not helping your kid. Yeah. So it's not like I do get a lot. Women say this all the time. Like, man, I can't believe you like gave up your career so your husband could have his. I'm like, that sucks that you think that. Or what really sucks is you've had a bad relationship and you think that men are that controlling. Like you've been in such a bad relationship. That sucks. That's so sad for them. Like my husband would do anything for me to be happy. Like literally he would drop everything right now for me to go train. He says it all the time. Yeah. Like you go train. He's like, man, can I just stay home with the kids and you go? Like he would love to. He's not doing that as a joke. He's actually serious. Like you do it. Like, but I didn't give up my career so my husband could fight. Like no one should have to do that.
It's interesting that a woman would say that to you and not just get your story.
No, because they've had the only reason they've had a bad experience and they want to hate on men, I guess. I think like it's like a feminist thing.
Do you think that's a real thing? Because I work in an industry outside of this that can definitely, I've experienced that firsthand. I think
a lot of women do hate men. Yeah. Like, or they're just, and it's not, I don't even know if it's their fault. There's a lot of bad women. There's a lot of bad men.
That's the world.
I think that they've picked the wrong person for them. And so they want to place blame, or maybe it is a common trend for women to like stop having hobbies or stop going out with their friends or stop taking care of their body, stop working out, like because they're comfortable. I've done it before in relationships. Yeah. Like I've let myself go, or
everyone has.
Yeah. It's not the other person's fault though. It's, I know we're getting totally off topic.
No. This is exactly where I want to be.
Yeah. This is like, it's not the other person's fault. It's your fault. And maybe I know I want to go home and eat, dinner with my husband and watch a movie. I don't want to go out with my friends. Like, it's your choice though. Yeah. Like if I wanted to do anything, it'd be my choice. Maybe it's a hard conversation with Cody, Doesn't matter. You make it happen. But I do get bothered by women like that hate on men. I'm like, I have a great man. Yeah. Sorry you don't. Or go find one that is better for you. Yes. That pushes you to be better. That says, hey, I got home early. You can go to the gym. Hey, I got the kids this morning. You head out. Like, I know that makes you feel good. Mm-hmm. Like, go get that.
I respect the shit out of that. And I wanted to say this to you too when you came on, was like, first and foremost, I think the most badass fighters in the world are women. Yeah. And I'm not saying like, figuratively, I'm saying literally in this sport. And I would never name a name, but like, there was somebody in our, community here who had made a comment at a fight that like, why would you ever watch, I'm saying it.
Say it.
Oh, okay. Why would you ever watch women fight? Like, who wants to watch a couple of broads fight? And this was after like, right on the heels of Joanna Wei Li.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind?
Yeah.
And I wanted to hear your take on that, being a female fighter.
I went to a comedy show one time and I'm like sitting front row. It was a really intimate spot. And I'm like this close to this guy. And he's like, it was hilarious, but he's like, man, he's like, have you guys see this UFC stuff is blowing up? He's like, there's women fighting now. Those are good fights, but there's women like throwing down in the cage. And he's saying like, a lot of people have been telling him like, wow, women have came a long way. Like they're fighting in the cage now, and the UFC, they've came a long way. And he was saying like, that's like saying, wow, we've came a long way. Women are serial killers. Like, why are we celebrating women in the cage?
They were badasses long before that.
No, I don't know. They're just like, it's not a great thing. He was basically saying it's not a great thing to celebrate. Like, I think that's a down step for women. He was saying like, that's like saying, great, we have women serial killers.
I
like,
get it now.
Go women. And basically saying like, why are we cheering that there's women fighting in a cage? And we talk about this all the time. We don't even like love this. We love fighting. Yeah. we do, but we like don't love the sport of MMA. Like we think it's gross a lot of times. Like there's a lot of gross fighters. Like we probably wouldn't do anything else. Like I'm so lucky. I'm like keep motivating him because I want him to keep fighting. So I still have that foot in the door.
When you say gross fighters, what do you mean by that?
Just like trashy, like
you mean with lack of class?
Lack of class, okay. I'm like, we both come from really good families that wouldn't let us like act certain ways. Yes. Or we wouldn't want to. I just think
there's an era now, and it's probably since McGregor. I mean, it's probably before that, but like
trying to build the clout sort of thing.
Really, like it's really been ramped up that you need to have a character.
Well, and then Covington did a little bit towards that.
Yeah,
right. But that was like after Conor. Like Conor, they saw Conor, who I felt like in the beginning, especially was
he backed it up too.
He backed it up, but he was also very genuine. That's just who he was. So then that is more acceptable for people because you're like, oh, this guy's just being who he is.
In and out of the cage.
But then you see a bunch of people who are disingenuous, who are making a character, talking shit. Like it's hard as someone who I feel like my whole brand is be genuine.
Yes.
It's hard to respect.
There's a lot of people from this gym that are like that though.
Yeah. It's like,
for sure.
Man, like what are we doing? Like I remember.
I was going to ask, do you know somebody in particular, like personally, both of you, who like there's an on or in the cage, on the camera persona and then off?
I wouldn't even say like to that degree of like McGregor or like.
Well, Colby's that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like well documented that he's that way. But I remember we were in town for Dustin's fight in December, like 2 years ago. And Colby was main event against Leon.
Yeah.
And he said the thing about his dad.
I was there.
And I remember being like, oh man, that's just gross.
That was nasty.
And I remember that night I was talking to one of our good friends is Molly McCann who fought.
Yeah, I met her that night.
Did you? Lucky you.
I'll tell you a story afterwards. It was funny.
And she's obviously
introduced her.
Close with Leon.
Sort of.
She's close with Leon because he's British.
Yeah.
He's British. And we were just kind of talking
She's
about
from Liverpool. He's from Manchester, I believe. Or Birmingham.
Yeah. So we were just kind of talking about it. And then Colby's family actually walked up in the hotel and they were talking and they were like, don't judge him for that. It's part of the act. And I was like, I mean, I understand the need to sell. I understand promotion. To promote. But at a certain point, if you can pull certain things out of you for your character, those things are in you.
Yes.
I could never pull, not to say I'm holier than thou.
No, but
I can never pull out, we're going to see your dead dad in hell. That would never be a line that would come from me.
You probably wouldn't think of it even.
Correct.
No,
so if you can even think of it and then think of it and say, okay, I'm going to say it. It's like, okay, well, I just don't necessarily think that that's a character anymore. I kind of think that's just your character.
Yeah. I mean, that's a really good example of it. Thanks for defining it for me because this is something that Kelly and I want to do for a long time, right? But like addressing these things is important because in one hand, I'm here because of the authenticity of you guys, right? Yeah. Being a fighter is one of the most interesting life choices I've ever engaged with. Not personally, obviously, through this standpoint, but also I understand the business side of things to sell, but there's got to be a balance, right? And I think the UFC is still finding how they balance their product that way because they let everybody say anything they want.
Well, I think I'm very lucky. I have kids who will grow up and their friends will say, this was grounding. Your dad.
Yes.
Or they'll Google me and be like, wow, my dad can't tell me shit because he was a fucking jackass. And I'll never want that to be what my mark is.
But that grounds you and it makes you a better human, right? And a better fighter.
I also have a mother who would call me immediately, probably on stage.
Oh, yeah.
And
let alone a wife.
Well, maybe there's something there. Like these guys are all really successful. I'm like, maybe we're
you just got to be an asshole.
Shit. Maybe we need to be
in our line of work. If you're an asshole, you're going to get a 7-figure, salary eventually.
I just don't think I could do it.
Well, that's like cool. I mean, you talk about this podcast, you're just starting out and stuff like that. But here we are talking about those personas. Then you're going to interview someone with that 100%. Type of persona, and they could change your mind. You know what I mean? Like right now, you're thinking, wow, that's not the way to go. Maybe if you wanted extra money, but don't be a dick. But then you're going to interview them, and they're going to they're going to talk to you, and you're like, damn, I heard there's
my whole thing about this is I'm pretty good at disarming people, and I want to get to the root of what you are. Yeah. But like that's a real thing.
Yeah.
I wanted to say though, really quickly before we forget about it, I met Molly.
Yes.
We were at the blackjack table.
I introduced you.
You did, sort of. Like you were.
Tell me sort of.
I walked up to Molly and you kind of pointed to me. You were about to be like, oh, this is a buddy of Cody and Dustin. But then she just ran right up to me and I was like, Molly. And she's like, you.
Oh, wait, I'm kind of waiting. I'm remembering this as it's going.
And we embraced for like longer than we should have probably. And then Kelly was sitting there at the blackjack table and turned around. She's like, what the fuck? Does Mike know Meatball? Like, how does this happen?
Yes,
she was so fucking jealous. She's like, why do you get to hug Molly and I don't?
You probably would have gone to bed.
Oh, that's right.
I was like, you probably would have gone to bed with Molly. Like, don't be too jealous. Just like whisper something nice in her ear.
And then Kelly ended up hanging with your other friend who fought as well, but not on the UFC at that time. Bellator. What was her name again?
I had a friend there.
Molly's friend was there.
Oh, Leah.
Leah. Who was also a really cool person.
Yeah, Leah. She's really cool, actually. Yeah, I like.
It was just a funny story. We talk about that all the time because like she's so friendly, and I didn't know her obviously, but we pointed at each other and we pretended like.
I feel like Molly is one of the biggest reasons Cody and I are together.
Yeah, Molly's really. Yeah, she's a great one.
Did she just win that boxing match?
She did.
Yeah, she did. Good for her.
Yeah. She was so funny. I saw her afterwards, like telling her coach, was like, "I'm so glad you can see me as a
She looked ferocious in that.
Yeah,
she's a beast
good
for sure.
You fought some killers though.
I have. Yeah.
I mean, Ladd, Tatiana, Mackenzie.
Yeah.
Who's the hardest? And define that any way you want.
Well, like I think we talked about this earlier. Like Tatiana for me was like the hardest because every other fight I got offered, I did feel like I could win. Like I was like, okay, this is gonna be a tough one, but like I'm gonna beat him this way. Like I'm gonna do the best training camp. I'm gonna have the people come in. But like Tatiana, I had to like train for months, feeling like I was going to lose. And that didn't stop me from training. I brought in wrestlers from all over the world, like Olympic level wrestlers. I brought in people. I trained my ass off. When I stepped into the cage, I told my coaches, I'm going to knock her out. I fucking feel it. Like I truly did. I was not unconfident going into the cage, but I did train unconfident for the majority of the fight camp. Yeah. But by the end of it, I felt very confident. Okay.
That you put in the work.
I think that was the hardest fight. Hardest leading up to the fight. The hardest fight itself. Gosh, I don't know.
Maybe we define it as like, what was the hardest war, like as far as damage, maybe taken on like physical damage?
Yeah, I've not take any physical damage.
That's good.
Really. I know. I either like my last loss in the UFC was Ashley Yoder. She was not the hardest fight, but that was the longest fight. And then losing a split decision, that was pretty tough.
Yeah.
30-27.
I think like my gut is telling me Cynthia Calvillo.
Yeah. She had a good career.
Yeah. Like I only found that fight out like the week before. And
she looked pretty game for most of the fights.
In the beginning of her career, I just felt like she was like unstoppable. Like she just believed she was tough. She was mean. Like she wanted
I think she fought for the belt once, as I recall, right?
I don't know. Probably.
She was top 5.
I feel like everyone I fought is top 5.
Yeah. No, there was like at one point, I think
it was like 33-2. They had
a crazy.
Your list of opponents is pretty fucking impressive.
Yeah. We went to a gym where like and I still think when you fight, this is the hardest thing with the UFC is like you really can't say no.
Yeah.
Like you are offered a fight, win, and you got to do it.
At any point, do you think that's true?
I think you're Conor McGregor. You can fight whoever you want.
Sure.
But like when you're
or John Jones, obviously.
Unless you're the top 5%, you have to say yes. And so I got offered these fights, and our gym for sure did not think you could say no.
You feel like you're pressured to say yes?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I do.
You don't have to answer that, Cody, if you don't want to.
I think I maybe used to feel pressure. I feel pressure from myself, but I don't necessarily.
I think once you say no once, you lose the pressure. I never said no though.
Yeah.
Like Cody's had
to. Lose the
to.
pressure on yourself to say yes?
Because you're like, I've done it before and nothing bad happened.
Okay.
Like Cody's,
I just
you might have to wait in.
I got offered a fight for the Perth card in 2 weeks.
And he broke his hand, so he had to say no.
Hand was broke, couldn't say.
But they're not gonna like not give him another fight. Where that was my fear. Was like, if I say no, it might be another 6. I'm broke. Too. I got to get paid.
I think so our old gym, I don't want to like hate on our.
We didn't have management.
They were just they're very inexperienced in terms of like being on the.
This isn't shitting on them. It's just the reality of the world. There are levels to everything.
They were very inexperienced in terms of like dealing with big promotions.
Yeah,
it was very much big eyes under the lights. And I was very fortunate. I still think I'm very fortunate. I was a very young amateur and I was with Bobby, and I saw Bobby's career play out.
Well, that helped you.
The way it played out.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of decisions we made in my career in terms of management, in terms of the gym that we were even at. Because Bobby, one of my, not regrets, but one thing that is sad to me for her as her partner was that she got to the UFC. What she was able to accomplish in the UFC was basically on her own. She didn't have structure. She didn't have built in like really good strength and conditioning. She didn't have really dialed out coaches.
Like resources like you have?
She didn't have great resources.
Okay.
And I always asked her, I'm like, maybe we should go somewhere else, right? Maybe we should go to another place that is just more equipped for you. And she was like, listen, I'm very close to my family. And I don't,
and I love the gym I was at.
I don't think the trade-off is worth it. I would, even if I got cut from the UFC tomorrow, I'm okay with
staying here and
what I've done and staying at this place. Yeah. And then, when I was kind of coming up, I signed with, I didn't even have to say that though. That's the cool thing. I never had to say it, even if it was true. Yeah. I signed with management pretty early in my career against the judgment of my gym. They were like, don't sign with them. You don't need them. And I was like, I want to do things a little different. I want to have a buffer in between me and these big promotions when they come around. And then when I got signed on Contender Series, I was like, hey babe, I'm on Contender Series. What if we travel to a place, do some camps? And she was all for it. And then we talked to coach and he was basically like, we need you to be here. Like,
this is funny because we like sat in this exact spot. We're like, all right, coach.
In this room.
Right.
This exact
we're like, hey, we're going to tell them like, we'll just, hey, we're going to, we're like, hey, we're going to come for camps.
We told them what it was. We're like, we're going to go home. We're going to come back here 8 weeks before the fight. Come out here. We'll train. He's like, no, that shit ain't going to happen.
He's like, I don't do that. He's like, I don't work with fighters that don't want to be here.
How did you react to that?
I was heartbroken.
I was like, okay, well, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
And then
so the first reaction was just, okay, then this isn't it.
Cause that's what we did not want to move.
I just didn't like, I had a house. I was a union carpenter. Like I had all these,
good job.
I had good things going, and Bobby's family was, and like, I'll be honest, if we didn't know we were pregnant, if we knew we were pregnant, there's no way we probably would have moved here. So, things happen for a reason, but, I remember leaving here being like, okay, it's not going to happen. And we were in the car, literally sitting in that parking lot. And I was stressed because I knew
we needed to.
I knew I needed to. If I could have probably got to the UFC at my old gym.
Yeah.
But I would not have been there very long. And I would not have got much better as a fighter because I was already the best guy in the gym.
Yeah.
And so, but I also knew like she was okay with how her career went. She's not going to uproot things because if
I'm not willing to do it for my career, why would I be willing to do it for
But we're in the car out there.
That's a fair point.
I'm pretty... Yeah. I wouldn't say upset, but like stressed because I'm like, how the fuck am I going to make this work?
What we thought was going to be like a cool day was like, oh shit.
She was like on her phone and I was like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm looking at apartments because we're moving here. So we didn't sell our house. We rented our house.
Within 1 week from our meeting, we had a meeting on Saturday. Within the next Saturday, we found people to rent our house and we had already moved here.
Yeah.
Jesus
drove out
Christ.
In 1 week.
I think that's awesome though, that you guys look, and I assume for both sides here, you would have each supported each other the same way if you both weren't fighters.
Yeah.
But I think that dynamic allows you to make these huge sacrifices because look, you've had a dream, you have a dream.
Yeah.
And same for you, Cody. And
for sure.
I felt like my dream was like relifted when I came here. Like I thought I was done. I was like, oh, I might fight at some local shows, but when I came here and saw the structure and the team and the level of coaching, level of training partners, we were like, that's why we decided to pull the trigger. I was like, hell yeah, we're coming here. Like I'm making another run for it. We're going.
Are you still tight with the people here right now? Like, do you have relationships and everything?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, do you not. It's so funny.
Well, I meant essentially like, look, I guess it's this way. So I asked Kayla these questions, off the pod and everything, but like, I feel as though like, you're not actively, competing right now, right? Yeah. But isn't it important for you to trust who he's going and putting himself into these situations with to feel comfortable about him doing it? Yeah.
I love I love Mark and I love his family. And I think Mark really builds the culture in the gym to be like good men, good people, do the right thing. Like that's why there's not a lot of drama. There's no drama in here. Yeah. It's always clear. It's always like, I don't feel like I'm like Cody's going to go to the gym and get hurt. Like if he has called me before and like, dude, things are crazy today. And I'd be like, what? Yeah. Like it's mind blowing. But in other gyms I've trained all over. It'd be easy. Like, oh my God, what happened today? Yeah. But yeah, trust in here. I know everyone. I train here in the weekdays.
Do you think you'd let your kids fight?
No.
That was my
jiu-jitsu. Yes.
I had
protection.
One question verbatim written down on my notes that I wanted to ask
today we went to the park. Today we went to the park and my 2-year-old just wants to run around and play. And he's like, catch the ball. And she's like running around. He's like, Millie, stand here and catch. He was not being mean to her, sorry. But he's like, catch the ball. She could not catch it. She was awful. Like
she caught it fine. Listen.
Okay. But he's like chasing her. He would not let her have fun because she couldn't catch the ball. And then she was getting mad that she couldn't. So she's blown up and upset, which was what he would do.
Me and my 2-year-old are very similar temperament. And I'm not going to say that I would ever tell her she couldn't do anything.
Yeah, they can do whatever they want.
I would not steer her towards fighting.
Ever.
I might have her. It's a double-edged sword, right? Because I think her training would be good. Like there's all girls wrestling out.
They're gonna want to fight if they train.
But if she grows up in the gym, both her parents are fighters. She's around fighting all the time. All her uncles and people she knows are fighters. Yeah. And she's wrestling and doing jiu-jitsu. Good chance she's like, well, I want to do what you're doing. And so
she's going to find your videos eventually.
Right. So it will be hard to be like, no, you can't, so
she's 2 now, but one day we bring them in here on Saturday and she's sitting there watching us and it's totally normal for us. Like we gloved up, we shin guards, we got our freaking mouthpieces on and we just start hitting each other like a normal sparring session. And people are probably wondering, but she's sitting up there going, just looking at her screaming at him. I was like, oh my God, just think about her little brain for a second. Yeah. Like, it's like, oh my God, wait, what's going on? Mom and dad are just fighting. She knows it's violence. She's not, she understands. But like, I just thought it was so normal. And I'm like, oh my God, that's actually so bad of parenting of us to like, hey child, watch your mom and dad beat each other up. This is totally normal. Like my kid's going to grow up and think this is just okay. That like dad can hit mom and mom can get flown across the gym. By the way, I flew at least 40 feet when he pushed me. Once.
I don't recall.
Anything worth doing is worth doing, right?
I don't recall any of this. And I don't recall, but I can guarantee I was not the one who suggested we spar. I have a funny story. One of the times I sparred Bobby at my old gym in Michigan, she was getting ready for a fight and she's like, just move around with me. We would go light. I'm like, yeah, of course. Cause I'm 200 pounds and you fight 115. Of course, we're going to go light. I don't know why you had to say that.
No, you
right?
go light.
We're going to go light.
I was close to a fight. I'm going hard. I don't know what he was thinking.
I'm going 100.
Yeah.
But you go light.
So she cracks me super hard, right? Throws
good for you.
Throws super hard, cracks me with the right hand. We both kind of stop, look at each other. I'm like, don't do that again. She's like,
so sorry.
I won't.
So sorry.
We immediately resume. Next punch I get hit with, it was harder than that one. Take my gloves off. I'm like, nah, I think I'm done with this. You can play with yourself. I'm out of here.
I mean, I just feel like, look, this is a stupid douchey comment or question. I shouldn't ask it, but I feel like if you were having like a real big disagreement, it'd be like, and Kelly and I were fighters, I'd be like, well, let's just go duke one out.
No,
you know what I mean?
You wouldn't. We'd be too emotional like that. I think that would be bad.
See, this is why I said it was douchey because I don't know.
I would just hold her down and do like big brother stuff to her.
I used to teach a couples MMA class and the women.
For couples?
For couples. Okay. Like you guys would come in.
We would love to do it now. Private consultation.
Men were always like bringing their wives or girlfriend in, like, just try it once. Like, it's going to be fun.
It's probably bad when they brought the wives and the girlfriend in.
yeah. Like, hey, you can bring both.
That's your Jerry Springer moment.
Yeah, there it is.
Jerry Springer moment. I like where your head's at.
That's pretty cool.
And by the end of it, the women are just like beating up the men, but they have to like take it because they're like, shit, I'm the one that made her come in here. She didn't want to come in here, and I can't hit her because I'm a big dude and she's just a little girl.
I mean, look, that doesn't change the fact that you as a woman who's learning to fight, or you as a woman who is a fighter, can't knock the shit out of a man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we teach a lot of self-defense as well.
Is it something you still do?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I teach a lot of self-defense.
If we lived here, you could get taught how to beat my ass from, well, not my ass because they just said that, but somebody's ass. If you needed to, only in the right situation.
Well, the thing about self-defense, I'm like, I've been boxing since I was 10. It's been 23 years since I've been learning to punch people in the face. Like, if you came at me with even no experience, I would have to knock you out. With that's insane. Like, that is probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
Even with all my fighting experience, like knocking you out when you're coming at me is like a really hard task.
Yeah.
But there are other, like jiu-jitsu is the only form that like could help me.
Yeah.
But chances are like,
you mean just from a physicality standpoint?
Yeah, it's physicality. Like I could probably choke you. You know what I mean? I'm not going to
and shut up. Kelly's saying you will choke him.
It's a really sad reality. People come to me and they want to learn like, in this 2-hour self-defense seminar, I'm going to learn to beat these guys that come at me. No, you're not. No.
Bobby used to have me go with her to the self-defense seminars, but then I would always tell him,
get a gun.
Should get guns or like a taser. And so it was not a great selling point. And at the end at the end of the 2 hours of self-defense, I was not like, okay, you guys are go be free. I was like, okay, now go to a gun range, get your CCW, get a gun. Because
I always tell people at the start, like, you're not going to, this is going to be fun and you're going to learn some confidence.
Yes.
And like,
confidence
is a big, I'm not selling, like, I think the worst thing a self-defense instructor can do is say like, hey, come in here for 2 hours and you can defend yourself on the streets. Like, now, like, but I give you some confidence and body knowledge and awareness helps. And just like feeling empowered is an important thing. But the only time I've ever felt helpful in these, I don't feel helpful at the end of it. I'm like, I think they had fun.
Okay.
Like they definitely had fun and they feel empowered. They feel good. I know they do.
Well, then you did your job.
But do I feel like they're going to go and like ward off an attack? But I did work at a trauma studio in Denver. So any woman that's ever been domestically abused or attacked or any type of violence or something. So a trauma studio, very emotional women.
I bet.
The only time I've ever felt good is when I worked there and I was able to like help them like emotionally work through the trauma.
Yeah.
With martial arts.
Okay.
Like,
you mean as an outlet?
Yeah. So I'm on top of you and I'm holding you down and they've had this happen before and they're working to get out and then they work and they work and they work and they finally get out and their crying stopped because they were able to do it.
They know that they're not completely helpless.
Yeah, they're not completely helpless, but like they work through, like if they just always avoid every contact and every time someone looks at them, like that's not a good way to live. Yeah. Because you're so afraid, which I'm never, I can't like, I'm not in their shoes. So I don't know, but I want to help them like live a better life by getting through that leads me to a really good, because I asked you if you would let your kids fight and you guys gave me a super candid response. But what you're talking about now is the confidence that you can gain. Yeah, that's why I never had a fight. Yeah. I always confident. Like everyone knew who I was. Like I was.
But do you think that training any form of mixed martial arts is helpful from that standpoint?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, like, boys and girls. Like
we want our boy to do it.
Yes, he should.
And like, I wanted him to get into, I thought jiu-jitsu, unless I'd take your guys' opinion on it, that would be a good place to start, right?
Yeah.
But also, I mean, a lot of these things I think teach, it's like, there's an aspect of anti-bullying, right?
Bullying. Yeah. Like the confidence and like, well, for a boy too, like
in today's
world, like, he should be outside, like jumping, rolling on trees and running around.
This all the time.
Well, not even just that, but like they're told to go to school and like sit and have circle time. Like this little boy is so much testosterone running through him. Like he wants to go do stuff. He wants to. That's why like martial arts is so cool because they get to be a true like male. Mm-hmm. But. And I'm not getting on that topic, but like
I thought you were.
No. I'm not getting on that topic, but like that's the best way to build a healthy male is like let him run with that testosterone. Let him do these
in an appropriate environment.
That's important. Well, I think
obviously
it's appropriate. And for
martial arts treat like one of the reasons people get bullied is because people are insecure, right? Mm-hmm. So I think confidence from training is huge, but also hand in hand with martial arts is like control your ego.
Yeah.
Right.
And it
sounds like super cliche, but like Karate Kid,
I don't think so.
You're giving
the kid up. It
him-
was like learn some skills for yourself.
Mhm.
And if it ever does come to this issue, look, you can handle yourself.
And
Or just get yourself some friends who
Also,
are trainers.
You're giving him a better chance to not be a bully as well.
Yeah.
It's not. We're not always
I'm
just.
more worried about
we're not.
that.
Yeah, we're not worried. Like a kid that is training MMA in this gym is probably not going to be a bully. First off, they would get kicked out in
Sure.
most MMA gym or most any martial arts gym. If they hear you're fighting or being bullied, you're out.
Yeah.
So they don't want to lose that. But like I think Cody was just saying, like the confidence from a kid that is training, he's not going to bully.
Mm-hmm.
He's got confidence. He's not lacking it.
Yeah.
Well, you're also like you're going to get in it sounds counterintuitive, but you're going to get in less fights
Because you know how to?
because you know how to, because you're like, if it goes there, I have so much confidence that I am capable that I'm willing to,
walk away, right?
I'll walk away.
Yeah.
Because if worst case it did happen, I know I can handle myself, right? I don't need this, like, I don't have to escalate threat or escalate what we're doing because I'm cool with it. I'm like, okay, yeah, you could say whatever you want to me because I have enough confidence
Yes.
that it's not going to affect me. You're not going to make me feel less.
To Bobby's point too, right? Like you do train so you don't have this pent up aggression to release on somebody
For sure.
who is lesser
because you're
than.
told to just sit there, just stay there, just do this, just don't move. Like sit in circle time. Let's talk about your feelings. Like they're martial art, like is such a great way.
It's an interesting, like this is a whole different topic, but I was talking to my mom about this the other day. I told you talk to her every day.
That's
why
you're talking to a guy who talks to his mom every day, whether I want to or not.
All day. And it sucks because I want to talk to her too, but like you've already spent up all the time.
So
like his mom is like the best. And I'm like, she always has
Shout
the
out
best
to
thing
Mom.
to, yes, Laura. She always has the best thing to say. So I'm like, if he's on the phone, like,
But
she's going to call her.
I only have girls. So like raising girls is very different than raising boys.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And I mean, you raise boys.
Yeah.
Raising boys now is, I think, a scary endeavor.
I wanted a girl.
Yeah.
I thought it would have been easier, right? Like in today's world, I can empower her. And I'm not trying to steal your story, but I mean, to your point, I agree with you.
No, a girl is
raising a boy has been like this in today's world. I don't, there's always this
Scary.
confusion. Like
You
I want
wanna
my boy to be a man, masculine.
But not too masculine. I want to empower him, but I don't
masculinity
want him to
is
be
such a weird thing to define these days because my idea of masculinity, somebody's going to be like, you're trying to raise a caveman. And it's like, what?
right. Well, 100%.
I say raise a caveman. Those make great men. They're confident.
Respect
they treat
women.
women better.
Yeah.
They harder workers. They're providing for their family. Like raise it. Like I knew, I had always thought, God, if we have a boy, he's going to get his ass kicked by his dad. Like I just know like,
I can't see that. I could never see
Millie
that.
wouldn't catch a ball today. And you were like, catch it. He would, she could not leave the playground
gonna be a
until she
competitor,
caught
though.
a
Well,
breaking
demand
ball.
excellence. No.
Yeah.
No. He's a sensitive guy. Like he's not shy
That's
about
why
this.
him and I
He's
get along.
sensitive.
He was going to be my
He loves his
favorite
girls.
podcast.
He probably did makeup today with Millie. Like he's
girl dad,
he's a
man.
girl dad.
Yeah.
But I always, and then I'm just coming back to this real quick is like, I was like, oh my God, I'm so glad we have girls. Cause like if we had a boy, like, man, how would he treat that boy? But then the more I think about it, I'm like, good. He'll treat him fucking good. Like he'll be a man. Like he'll learn hardship. He'll learn to fail and then get back up. He'll learn all these skills that it takes to be a strong person, not just a strong male, but like a strong person.
Yes.
Instead of just like bending over and just letting your kid run rampant and like let them do whatever. Like there'll be rules and we'll stick to them. And I don't think that that's anything to like, oh man, I don't think I should do that because in today's society, that's like, no, screw that.
I think
and everything goes in phases. This whole
With
thing.
kids? Oh my God.
No. And
In
like,
life?
in the world, like I think my optimistic brain is like, this is going to be another phase. In 10, 15 years, maybe we're not talking so much about feelings. There's more bigger, stronger men. Like maybe we're promoting that again.
Maybe
Well, I
Andrew
think
Tate will be vindicated.
I think instead of saying like, because everybody says like strong men, and I think that has such a negative connotation, right?
Because how do you define
because
that?
of people define
Yeah.
it. But I think a
We have
better
different
way would
ideas
just
of
be
strong
to
men,
say,
too.
and you want to raise capable men. You want your sons to be capable. You want them to be, like we were talking about earlier, you want them to be able to protect.
Yeah.
Right? You want them to feel confidence to provide and protect and lead a household.
Yeah.
Right. But you don't want people, and I'm not even saying I don't want this, but you don't want them to be attacked for being quote unquote too masculine or what toxic.
Yes, that's the word these days.
Right. And the problem with that is like, and I don't know your struggle because I'm not raising boys, but talking to my mom is like, where is the line that's like, okay, this is toxic. You go from strong, good, capable man.
Good man.
Yeah.
And then a little over that is toxic masculinity. That's got to be a hard place to be.
Yeah. I mean, my son refers to his penis as his pecker. So I feel like he's bordering toxic masculinity.
Doing perfect.
I mean, and he also, even when he doesn't have to, goes and takes a piss behind the garage.
Okay. You are doing
good man.
fantastic.
It's good man.
Hunter is 7 years old.
Hunter.
And you know, it's like he's got 2 women in his life that are super powerful, successful.
I think that's
women.
really important. I think
it's so important. You know, and look, he's got another male in his life who, you know, has a different approach that I do, and that's fine.
Maybe they can mix. Who knows?
I think that the balance is so important. I mean, you guys kind of answered it already. Like I said, I had one question. I was lying. The only other question I wrote down was, did you think that, you know, having trained, having fought, being a fighter, I'm going to call you a fighter, even if you're not competing.
Yeah.
You're a lifelong fighter.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think that makes you parent differently? It's a big question, I know.
I don't. I think
hard to answer
like,
because you don't know any other way, right?
I think athlete wise, like any athlete is going to parent probably different.
I think like you take the good things from your parents always.
Yes.
And then you're like, and my dad always says this. He's like, you know, I think I did a good job, but I know there's things I could have done better. So
Sure.
I hope that you do those things better because I took what my dad did and I want to do. And I'm fortunate.
The girls will say that about you guys.
Yeah, they will. And we were talking about that today. We're like, what are they going to grow up and
I
do
think Bobby's very fortunate. You know, I think divorce can be tough, but I'm fortunate. I have 2 strong women, 2 strong men that are vastly different.
Yeah.
But both did their best to raise me. And there's so many things I can take. Yeah. Instead of just if I had to. And Bobby has her stepmom and mom and dad and has so many people to pull from the good things. I don't know if fighting, maybe, but I think regardless, it would be like, you're not a fighter, but you understand the value of like, everything doesn't need to be easy. Yes. It's good to go through adversity. It's good to be uncomfortable, especially as a kid when you have me to fall back on and quote unquote save you without even you knowing I'm saving you. Yeah. Right. So I don't know if it's from fighting. I think there's just some people that are like determined to be strong parents and like allow their kids to struggle and fail in the best ways so that when they are adults, they're prepared. Right. And I think maybe that's a smaller percentage because it's harder. It's hard to see your kids fail. It'd be way easier. For example, I'm
feeling a bit inspired right now, if I'm being totally honest.
Well, we're talking about.
I didn't know I was going to get this good of parenting advice from this pod, but I'm fucking loving it.
Well, I don't know if I'm the one to give advice.
Yeah,
but
well, I'm taking it.
I think, like, for example, today with the ball, right? It's funny, but it's like, okay, she's dropping the ball. She's getting frustrated. Yeah. It would be
she didn't want to play anymore because she couldn't figure it out.
It would be way easier. It would be way easier for me to be like, you're right. Just go do the slide.
Do something else.
Instead of like, hey, catch the ball one time and then we'll be done. Yes. Right? Yes. That's a super small example, but it's more of like a metaphor.
And he stuck with it and I didn't want him to stick with it. But when she finally caught it again, dude, she was so proud of herself.
I can't wait till she's 15. She watches this episode and she goes, you know what? Catching that ball was the best moment of my life.
I was just thinking this as you're talking. I don't think like fighting makes us better parents, but I do think like because we've lived a life with passion. Yes. Like we've followed our dreams. We've moved states. We've left our family. My dad gave me a big
You left your comfort.
Yeah, we left our comfort. We did something that we didn't want to do. But because we followed a passion, we've been so broke before. Like our kids struggled for diapers at one point. Like we had kids when we weren't financially ready. You know, like everyone's like, oh my God, I have to have this and that. Like,
when the fuck are you financially ready?
But like we've lived a really great life and we've met some really great people, but it's all because we were really passionate about something. And I think that is what you can give your kids. Yeah. And if my kids come to me after they graduate high school and say, I don't know if I want to go to college, but I really love drawing. I'll say draw for a year. Like, I don't know if I'll say that when it finally comes up. I'll say, no, go to college. Degree, but like, I'm just giving an example. It's like, I do believe, obviously I believe in education. We both have college degrees, but like, I believe that living a life with passion is so much more, is like just a better quality of living than someone that just like works the 9 to 5. And maybe that is their passion. Sorry. But I'm just giving the 9 to 5 is like most people hate their 9 to 5.
No,
like they're just doing the work just to get through. Like you're doing this podcast is something you enjoy doing. You're going on trips. Like this is a much more admirable life, and you still need to provide for your family. So figure out the way to like give your kid the things that they need, and but
you're here for a blip.
You're here for a blip.
Yeah.
And I want our kids to grow up like, damn, mom and dad says some cool stuff. Like, look at all our videos and fights all across the world. Like they could watch this podcast, like you were just saying, and be like, dang, like I want, my parents did it. Like I can do it. Maybe the kid in school, like I used to make fun of this kid all the time in school for just drawing. He never paid attention. He was so stupid. He came out to be a really awesome artist. But if we would have knocked him down over and over again, luckily we went to a small school, that wasn't it. He would have never grown up to do that and been this really awesome artist.
I love that response.
But in school, it was just this weird kid that never paid attention, and he had long hair and he just drew all day. Like, but then he grew up to be this million.
I would say fighting in relation to what we're doing is like, because I know my parents and her parents and the people close to us definitely felt this, is they felt fear. Like they were scared for us.
They want us to have enough money, enough life.
I know they felt that fear because they told us. And I think that's one thing fighting has provided, like in what Bobby's saying, like your life of passion is like, I won't fear for my kids to go unorthodox or uneasy routes that I'm like, yeah, you might fail. You might not be successful. I think the thing that me and Bobby, I would say not the strongest, but one of the strongest parts of our relationship since our daughter's diagnosis.
The first is my left hook.
Since our daughter's diagnosis, since Millie, and really relying on just each other because we don't have the family here, and going through the ups and downs is like we always say to each other all the time, like, well, we're gonna figure it the fuck out.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, I am so confident in our ability to just figure it the fuck out, and I don't always know what that means. But I know it will get done. I have no doubt that we will figure it the fuck out, whatever the situation is. And so the same for our kids. Like when you grow up in that environment where it's like, they just figured it the fuck out. It wasn't always perfect. It wasn't always ideal. It wasn't always orthodox. It wasn't always like, yes, here's your path, go your path. Sometimes it was like, why are we going in circles? And then we came backwards, and like, they'll see that. And it's like, I'm not going to fear for you to take risk and do things that other people would say, yeah, good luck. The odds of that are crazy because how could I when I've lived this life?
Yeah.
So I would say that is probably the biggest thing fighting has done for parenting for us.
Yeah. I was so pumped to have this conversation with you guys because I wanted your unique perspective of, what it meant to be a couple, what it meant to be parents together. And now hearing you talk, I keep coming back to this idea of like, who better than two fighters to know how to get through hardship? Because I can't think of anything harder than going through, a 15 to 25 minute, battle with somebody where they're trying to, put you unconscious. But then you talk about, just the idea of having kids, let alone, getting a diagnosis that you weren't expecting. Right. And that to me is like, that shit's harder than fighting.
That shit is so much harder than fighting. Like Kingsley, for anyone listening that doesn't know, Kingsley's our 4-year-old daughter. She was diagnosed with infantile spasms, which are just mini seizures for babies at 6 months old.
Does it go away?
When they get older, but it turns to seizures. Okay. So like she had infantile spasms. With
epilepsy his whole life as well.
Yeah. And she got a diagnosis with a rare genetic condition that we don't carry, but she just randomly sporadic. There's only like 60 cases.
So it's like a recessive gene type of thing?
Just for her. Like so she would carry it to other if she had kids, but like it's a sporadic, it's called de novo, which just means that like sporadically randomly happened in the womb.
And they don't know why it happens.
They don't know why it happens. It's just random. But there's like 60 people in the world that's ever been studied. It's super rare, but basically when we went to the genetic meeting, which was the week that he fought his first UFC fight, he was actually on a Zoom call. He had no idea. We got a call from the doctor. I took her to the emergency room in the middle of the night. He wasn't home.
That's fucking tough.
And they tell us, well, first off, she's got infantile spasms. So if you Google infantile spasms, they're like horrible. They'll never live a good life. They'll never be able to walk. They'll never be able to talk. Like infantile spasms, its own thing is horrible. But the genetic counselor is just telling us she'll never be able to hold a bottle. She'll never walk. She'll never talk to you. She'll never live a full.
The worst thing you can think of is
the worst thing that you can think of. She'll need, and obviously we still know this, but like she'll need our help the rest of her life.
Mm-hmm.
She'll never live an independent life. She will be, that's our we love that. Like we can
That's your reality though.
Yeah, but our reality is we'll be taking care of her.
Yes.
We'll never have, people always say like, oh my gosh, when your kids get older and you can have your empty nest and you guys will fall in love again and whatever that means. We already love each other. But I mean like just like empty, we'll never have an empty nest.
But that's a reality you guys have come to accept, but also embrace.
It's been tough, but we embrace it. We love, like Kingsley's the most joyous little thing.
I just remember like when that was happening, and this is like no knock on the medical system. That's just kind of what it is though.
We can go there.
No one is going to give you good like
sage advice.
Or they're not going to just give you like outcomes.
Oh, hey, if you
positive.
work really hard, she'll be able to walk. Or, so they didn't say anything like that.
So we kind of I interrupted her. I'm on a Zoom call. I'm halfway through my weight cut. Like,
oh, fuck.
And so I'm like, well, can you just give us goals? Because all the things you're saying are potentially
We need goals.
Just give us something. And she's like, well, what if you don't reach them? I'm like, I've done that my whole life.
Yeah.
I've had goals my whole life. I haven't reached. And so is my wife. Like
you're being solutions oriented.
Yes, the statistics of what you're saying do not mean much to me because the chances that what we've done is less than 1%. So just give me some goals and we will make it happen.
One at a time.
Of course, and then progressively, physically, Kingsley has killed her goals. She runs, awesome. She walks, she
climbs,
she physically presents completely normal. Now there's some things that we're working through cognitively.
And you'll always be working through certain things.
Yeah.
But being fighters was big for that because it was like, okay, well, let's just do our best. And if she doesn't reach him, we understand that's a possibility. But like, I was so blessed to have Bobby. Like literally the therapist would come and they'd be like, we never see a parent on the ground with their kids. I'm like, well, how sad for those kids.
That's so sad. They said that they thought when they come once a week, they said when we leave that session, it breaks our heart, but we know that they won't do that work again until we come next week. Where like Cody would literally tell me, okay, just because she's awake doesn't mean she needs to be working. Like we can give her a break.
Yeah.
She'll be awake and I would like sometimes wake her up from naps just because it'd been an hour and she hasn't been working on crawling and I would be stressing me out thinking that and that was like a progressive thing. Like we don't know enough about it that we thought that she could lose these skills quite often. And she was having seizures and 2 days ago, she hit 3 years seizure free.
Yeah.
So we're
congratulations for that. Yeah. Really.
But so perspective wise, I think
that's fucking awesome. I just want you to know that that's awesome.
Yeah. I think perspective, like we were saying, like, 15 minutes is the hardest thing ever. 25 minutes could be the hardest thing ever, but it's just not anymore.
Actually, no. When the doctor's telling you your kid will never say, I love you, dad.
Yeah. I think before I walked
fucking hard.
Before I walked out for that fight, I remember like specifically thinking, I was like, man, I just hope this fight goes 15 minutes so that I don't have to think about what's coming when I go home. And that was like weird because I'd never like felt that before. And so the perspective, like we were talking earlier about like dad, husband.
And you said it in that order.
Because it's true. It's like my perspective. And I heard something the other day. It's like one of the best things I've ever heard, but it was so true for me. Is like, you can't give perspective. You don't have the life experience to understand.
Yeah.
And so I didn't have life experience to understand how anything could be bigger or harder or more important than fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I had Kingsley, this probably sounds bad, but even when I had Kingsley, I was like, I love her. She's my daughter. I'll do anything for her. Mm-hmm. But when it's time to fight, number one, I got to handle business. But I don't ever go into a fight like that anymore. I'm like, dude, there's so much other shit that
life changes, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm in a better place and I'm a better fighter because of that, to be honest.
Yeah. I feel like if I'm reading between the lines, I could be off. So tell me if I am, but like the better fight or the better partner, the better father you become, the better fighter you become.
I'm saying it all works out if you're doing these things right. And like, if he's a better husband and a better father, life at home's easier. That means training's easier. That means resting's easier. Yeah. That means like, everything's easier.
I mean,
which makes fighting
anything to avoid the left hook, right?
Yeah.
No, I appreciate you guys telling me that. Yeah. And I know those aren't always easy things to say. Some people want to like, promote that about them because it's their truth. Some other, people don't really want to talk about it, but I feel fortunate for you guys to be able to share that stuff.
Yeah. I think that we got like super lucky because she's mentally there. Like she knows like we're her people. Like she gets done with school and she runs into my arms. And I know
Is there
that,
a better feeling in the world?
No, she didn't always do that. Sometimes she's like licking the ground, like licking things. That's my kid. Like she's always doing weird things like
but
that.
That's awesome too.
Yeah. Like her pants are off. I'm like, oh my God.
Trust me, your kids are not the only one with their pants
I
off and
know.
their shit
The
hanging out.
babysitter came today and I'm like, she's this weird face where like, she just wants to be naked. I'm so sorry.
I mean,
but she doesn't understand. You can't say like, Kingsley, no, don't take your pants off.
Well, I've had to tell my son before, like, Hunter, don't spread your asshole over in front of Kelly.
So weird. I literally tell Cody that every Friday night. Like, it's crazy. Anyway, I'm just back to like real positive about like Kingsley knows where her family. She's like, Cody is for sure her person. Like if he's in the room, she will not leave him for a second. It's not, I know, I feel like we were telling such a sad, it is sad. It is all, like some ways hard, but like she's been so good to us. She's our easy kid.
Yeah.
Like we have a nonverbal kid and a really extremely verbal kid. And then like
Hellraiser.
And like Kingsley's like, I'll take her. Like she's the easy one for us. And obviously medically wise, it's tough. And we go through phases where it's like, oh, a new thing, now she's wearing glasses because her eye was kind of, we don't know if she's gonna have a lazy eye. Like that's a new thing. Like there's always something with her, but same with every kid. I think that's what it is.
I was just
gonna
say that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, everyone is going through something, and ours might sound worse than other people's, but to us, it doesn't. It's just like normal. What we know. Yeah. Like,
also though, like it doesn't matter. Like I grew up, like this was a struggle I had for a long time with fighting. Like, cause fighting, you get a big demographic of people, but most people don't get into fighting because it's like they have all these life options provided to them. Right?
Yes.
I was very blessed. My family was very, I don't want to say like they're super well off, but they did very well for themselves.
Good for them.
They provided a ton for me. They worked their asses off, but like I never went without. I went to a really good school. I never had to worry about those things. Yeah. Right. And so I never had real adversity coming up in my life. I did hard things because my parents made me do hard things, but they were all self-imposed, chosen. I'm willing to do this
for a reason.
My goal. Yes. And so when I started fighting, you get this big demographic of people that only have had adversity, not self-imposed.
I love that you're bringing this up.
I'm like, dude, how can I'm fighting because I love fighting. That's my why.
They deserve it more.
The whole silk, how can I run 5 miles when I got the silk sheets?
They're fighting to get out of this life that they've had that's been so hard. How could I ever beat someone like that? And then when I had real adversity, not self-imposed, hit me, it was very quickly that I realized, oh, this shit doesn't matter at all in terms of like, can I be successful?
Yeah.
Or do I deserve to be successful? It doesn't matter, right? Like I thought it did. And that was like a real awakening for me to be like, oh, just work your ass off. And like, yes, you need to deal with the stuff that's hard. And sometimes it sucks, but it's not going to make or break you.
That's one thing that I hear fighters say though, like without question, I've heard every fighter I've ever talked to say there is this level of, rather an ability to overcome anything when you put yourself embrace the suck, right? Yeah. So if you can embrace the suck for a time and realize you can come out, maybe you got some scars, but you can come out successful on the other side.
Yeah.
I just don't think that people understand. I've experienced fighters to adhere to that notion more than anybody else I've ever talked to in my life.
I think it's really like love the journey.
Yeah.
Like I think that's what it is. Cause it's like,
Dustin will say like, you gotta go through it to get through it.
I'm sure
you're right.
Well, on the podcast, I don't know if you guys watched to the end, but I was like, Dustin Jacoby's a lifetime of quotations coming out. I made some fucking.
He does have all these things. I do say a lot. Like Dustin will say it. Dustin said.
He said, get to it. Yeah. What did he say? He's like, you never do as hard what you do today to get through today tomorrow.
Yeah. He has a whole paragraph he has memorized. I'm like, bro, what are we doing?
Kelly said some comment on a pod. We're gonna release it, but it was just her and I doing it, and she said something. What did you say about like you gotta?
You missed the shot.
She's like, I said you miss 100 shots, and she's like, you don't get laid if you miss the shot or something.
She was like, make this sexual for me.
We'll put that clip out, but it was
that's so funny. I can't wait to see.
You're spitting the philosophical knowledge, dude.
I don't know.
Fighters are little philosophers, man. I really think that you guys put yourself in a situation that's so
in this
hard
course right now. The course is just inspired. I just read a new book. The course is. I got some good ones, but Yeah, I really
Cody,
do. I think it's the journey.
Cody's a strange guy because like I'll be like, the fight's over. Okay. Most people are like, thank God. Like, oh yeah, we did it. Like win or lose, like it's fucking done. And I'm like, oh my God, he's such a wreck when he doesn't have a fight. Like I'm almost looking forward to like him getting another fight right away because he's not a happy dude when he doesn't have a fight. Like
I've heard a lot of people say
like
that.
he wants a fight. Like he's frustrated at the gym. This is pissing him off. He's like,
I'm sure you're not happy that your hand's in a fucking
No, he's been great.
I'll tell you what, it was
He's been great.
It was
really?
He's been absolutely great.
It was
He's been working on this
really
mindset
hard for
stuff.
me to say no because I've never done that.
So that was harder than wearing that thing, right? Like the no.
I think having to say no. I actually went to the doctor and was like, is there any way you can screw this in place and I can fight in 6 weeks? And they were like, yeah, fuck.
I feel like COVID again, like where we're just stuck on top of each other all day and we just get to hang out. Like COVID happened. I'm like, why are people complaining? Like this is
be unemployed for several months. And, Kelly can tell you all about that.
My dad and stepmom like ran a business together for years. They were the secretary. My dad owned a construction company. So every day they drove to work together. They had one vehicle. And
my whole
drove
family
back. Like,
works for construction except me.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
but
they
he worked
fired
for
me.
my dad. Yeah.
So I had to go get
my
a
sister
real
worked for
job.
my dad, but like I'm used to like that dynamic of like husband and wife working together.
Yes,
and they always
me
have
too.
such a good relationship, you know, like they're on top of each other all the time. Or sometimes I'm around women, they're like, oh my God, like my husband just leave or whatever. I'm like, dude, I'm a husband's girl. Like I want to hang out with him. Like, I don't know what people are. I mean, sometimes I'm like, hey, you notice that? I'm like, hey, do you want to go to the movies with Colin tonight?
Yeah.
Because I really love alone time. I'm like, I want a bubble bath and a book. And football's on, goddammit.
Yeah. But
You're gonna ruin my
all
football
missing
game.
football tonight.
I know.
You assholes decided to talk
Our
with me. I'm
babysitter,
sorry for
obviously.
that. I'm ruining Monday Night Football.
Yeah, it was either going to be Sunday Night Football or Monday Night Football. What did you pick?
Well, I thought Monday was better, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, look, my team
we're
lost
losing this
yesterday,
game.
so it didn't
lost
matter.
very bad.
Very badly.
Oh God, these guys got fucking saying that. My goodness, I know it.
Detroit
Okay,
fan.
part of you guys talk about going through adversity. Being a Chicago Bears fan is going through adversity.
Let's hear about your adversity.
My adversity, Jesus. This podcast is not about me. Don't turn the tables on me.
We want to hear your answer.
Maybe podcasts are about inspiring each other.
I'm very inspired after our conversation. The only thing that's not inspiring about this is the fact that we have no more claws.
I know, I'm ready to be done. Yeah.
We should go.
I lost my buzz when we started talking about Kingsley. It's such
I didn't mean to do it, but I know where to push the conversations.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, look, we've been talking for a while, but this has been so great, and I appreciate both of you for doing it. Thanks for opening up.
Yeah.
I appreciate it about more than just fighting because life is about more than fighting, obviously.
For sure.
You can get more from that. I mean, I'm sure other fighters will look at this and get some things from things.
I think anybody can look at this and get it from you guys. You're a badass couple and you guys are raising beautiful young ladies. So I'm proud of you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I'll check them out.
Yeah. Jeez, you've been waiting this whole time.
I don't want to be put to
The
sleep.
gym's empty.
I'll respect the tap.
You'll respect the tap?
Are you going to do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
he's gonna respect the tap.
He said Dustin did it in 3 seconds.
He's been sitting over here like answering his feet up the whole time. Like,
All right.
I'm like kind of
You're not going to go over the Adam's apple?
I'm gonna just
No, he hasn't.
Because
Did
Kelly
he do
fucking
that?
did it.
Oh, yeah.
My trachea
I gotta
was
teach her a
fucked
better
up.
choke. If you get a blood choke, it's not over the Adam's apple.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get it.
My arms are
All right, tell me when you're ready. I'll respect the tap.
I know it is.
Can you squeeze with that other arm?
Yeah, I'm good.
What a joke.
All right.
You know, line it up. Oh, he's trying to tuck his chin with a little cheetah.
Oh, shit, that was so much faster than his.
You hear that, DJ?
That was like, I'm sorry. I was going out immediately. That was so fast.
I'm not here.
It would no, because I'm embarrassed. I'm not gonna go after that.
That was way fast. Look, call me a pussy. I don't care. That was so fucking fast. It was coming from the sides immediately. I had, for the record, I had no chin down. I let him go full exposed.
You have to, because otherwise it'll be more painful. I'll be honest.
Now I look so lame.
Yeah,
I
very
can't
well.
hold it. It sucks. I don't want to.
Hey,
put this
just
sleep.
pause it on that for like a good 30 seconds.
Save that shit. We'll play music. That was way faster than